Hello there, welcome to level 25 of Club Xbox. Join us today, Mr. Jason Novak. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Going pretty good here. And join us again, Mr. Richie. What's his last name
Harkrider.
again?
Harkrider.
Harkrider. There we go.
Like one of the coolest last names. Seriously,
There's no lower
I'm
thirds this week, so I'm all lost with names. You know.
I'm envious of your last name, straight up.
I've never thought about it until several people have told me that, and to me, it's so normal.
Yeah,
Sure.
Grew up with it, but yeah.
Oh,
So-
what's I gotta ask? What's the history of your name? Is it like Harkrider? Is it German or English?
German.
German.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So it wasn't like when they landed on Ellis Island, it's like, let's be Hartrider now.
Yeah, I really don't have any idea, but I know my grandfather from my dad's side is German, so that's
Sprichst du Deutsch?
nope.
Yeah. So, we have some news. We got some stuff we've been playing. The first thing, I just want to wonder how stupid people reporting this Netflix 4K thing is, because my understanding was all current consoles, Xbox One, PS4, those two at least, are 4K compatible for video output, just not gaming.
Yeah. Well, even gaming, they should be. Though there is some serious processing involved in trying to process a game at 4K versus a video.
They've said video is good.
But the truth is, it's probably one blocked off via firmware right now. They'll probably both have an OS update, and two, the Netflix representative who said that is only quoting how it was told to them or how they understood it. So it might just be a misunderstanding, and it's also just general lack of public information.
Okay, cool. I just didn't think it was a big deal. It's like, oh my gosh, 4K Xbox One's coming out later this year. It's like, that's already 4K, you idiot.
Well, that's
Just
the
a
problem
video.
is. That's how everybody is reporting it. The news outlets are saying Netflix executive says that there will be we were guaranteed hardware revisions with 4K support on the current consoles.
It's like, I feel like, are the media that dumb? Like,
Yes.
I'm not that smart. Like,
Yes.
I watched the same press conferences they did. Really.
Well, the media is that dumb, so definitely.
Even gaming sites that should know this crap.
Well,
It's
the
ridiculous.
thing is it depends on where you're getting the reporting from. Legitimate non-fan news outlets such as IGN or some of the tech news and tech podcasts I listen to, they are being very clear that no, it actually already supported 4K video. You might get a hardware revision on the Xbone.
Okay, there are some good ones.
Well, the different port. I don't know what kind of digital display, whatever. There's a different, not just HDMI cable that it could get a hardware revision to support.
Okay, interesting. Well, anyways, I guess the biggest story of the weekend, we'll dive into this on both Club PlayStation and this show. Sony Online Entertainment has been sold by Sony, renamed Daybreak Game Company, and will be developing games not only for PlayStation but for Xbox now, as an independent company.
Yes.
And this does not mean Naughty Dog games will be on your Xbox, because that's a developer, not... These guys publish and develop, is that my understanding?
Yeah, they do games like EverQuest, PlanetSide 2,
H1Z1.
H1Z1, and then that DC Universe.
Okay,
Yes.
because I was playing Uncharted 1 this week, getting pretty good in that one, and I saw Sony Online Entertainment, but they must have just published the Naughty Dog game. So, and I believe every Sony published game's been from this publishing house.
It's not.
Or am I wrong?
Not exclusively,
Okay.
but it's just honestly an umbrella that they put on there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that every game is theirs. I think Richie
Right.
actually nailed all, with the exception of H1Z1, all the big major titles that are SOE.
Okay.
I honestly though, I'm very happy by this news. I almost feel like I'm gonna. There's a small stable of games I'm gonna be able to buy for my Xbox One, and then I will probably never have to buy another game again because I'm gonna get a lot of free to play online games.
Yeah, these games I have not really heard much about or cared much about at this point.
Well, EverQuest
yeah.
Next, aka EverQuest Online, and whatever's coming after it, it's the original, not the original, but it's the, it's an older Elder Scrolls type of game. There were actually games that came out before that, but it's also one of the bigger original MMOs. World of Warcraft took the crown, but EverQuest was there first.
Okay.
And everybody who's had anything to do with EverQuest Next or seen anything about it, you know, it's looking awesome. So the fact that it's going multi-platform is in everybody's benefit. It really is.
I think that's the major reason they did this whole thing. I mean, it's just going to make them more money.
Yeah, no doubt. Some of the money is still going to go back to big Sony, even though it's a quote independent studio.
So, and I am mistaken. Like Uncharted, presented by Sony Computer Entertainment or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
And I'm reading that it's Sony Online Entertainment, which, as we're going through these games, that's such a perfect title because all they do are like online games. Exactly. So, are they prohibited from using this name ever again for a new development company? Did they sell the name to them because they're not using the name anymore?
I don't know. They probably just did that to make people not go, oh, Sony's releasing games on the Xbox.
Yeah,
it's the same thing that Microsoft's doing with like Mahjong.
Yeah, they're keeping the Mojang name on other,
just so they can put it on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
like I was saying though, I'm actually really interested in H1Z1. I was probably going to pick it up on my PS4, but if it's coming to Xbox One as well, I may actually pick it up there instead.
It's a fun game.
You've played H1Z1? Oh yeah, it's on PC already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, quite honestly, Microsoft, I could see them using the Microsoft name and releasing on a Sony platform. They release Word for Mac and stuff like that. They've done cross-platform
Old Microsoft, yes. New Microsoft, no.
Opposite. New Microsoft's like, yeah, let's be everywhere. Let's be the cool guys.
But they don't care about necessarily, like with the purchase of Mojang, you know, they're not going to all of a sudden make sure it's the Microsoft name going forward. They're offering the service. They're offering the content. They don't have to get the credit to get the money. What does it matter?
Yeah, but maybe not Mojang, but different developers. They could have a Microsoft published game on other platforms, I feel, if they got...
Yeah, I mean, I am saying it could happen. That Microsoft will publish more than just Mojang on other platforms. But I'm saying Microsoft isn't going to care about making sure their name is attached to it, that they get credit.
Yeah, sure. Anything else in this kind of big story?
Not really on this one. I mean, I'm excited. Since you've already played it a little bit, Richie, how much did you play? Because, like I said, H1Z1 is a game I'm hardcore looking forward to.
Well, have you played any of the other similar games like
Rust,
DayZ, or anything like that? I mean, it's along the same lines, and I know a lot of people. There's a lot of negative on this game. Like, I don't know if either of you have read anything. Like, there's a lot of people complaining, and the thing is the game has been released as an early access game, so it's basically in beta. Okay. There's going to be problems. It's not a complete game. They released it, and I know people are having a huge deal with all this early access business, and you know what? Like, if you don't want it, then don't buy it, because it's a free-to-play game. Yeah. But to get it early access, you had to pay like the $20. And you're paying to get to play the game early and be basically a tester on the game. So you get to report bugs, you get to say things that you want in the game, changes that you want. That's what you're paying for. And people are, like, oh, it's not a complete game. And, because DayZ has been in quote-unquote beta, early access, for like 2 years now.
Yeah, see, a couple of games have abused that goodwill and trust that it makes people complain. But it's nice to hear somebody who's being reasonable about it and understands the truth of the situation. For the record, that's you, Richie, that I'm talking about.
Well, that's what I mean. I think a lot of people think, oh, they see it on Steam, so like, oh, game, and then like, the day one, like you couldn't get on the game. Like, it was really hard to get on because basically all 50 whatever thousand people that bought the game were trying to get on at the same time, day one.
Kind of like Halo Master Chief
which I have something. I heard something about that too. I have something to say about that too. But yeah, I mean it's the same thing. But like unlike Halo Master Chief Collection, all those games have been out for how long now? Why are they having problems with online stuff from that game?
You know, it doesn't even make really hard to connect 8 people to play online.
Well, that's about all that they have left at this point.
See, Jason, know what I love? I would love when Nintendo launches Splatoon if they could do 4v4 perfect from day one and just shove it in Microsoft's face.
You know they're going to.
They're going to, but without voice chat. But
you look at games like Dying Light hasn't had any problems.
No.
Like,
that's a smaller release, though, I feel, right?
It's already over 600,000 sales.
That's pretty decent.
That's a respectable number.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, this game, from the day I saw Dying Light, I was excited about it. I love co-op games. And then the fact that it has that Left 4 Dead kind of aspect to it where you can have a couple people be zombies and then people be the humans and then battle it out as well too, which is really cool.
There's still other news to discuss, but while we're talking about it, so I got a chance to play Dying Light as well, and I want to like the game more, but I don't believe that the first-person viewpoint combined with the parkour mechanics works very well.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this. When you first start playing the game, you're quote-unquote bad. You're not as good at the parkour. The more you level up, the better you get at the parkour, and it becomes faster and less, I guess, clunky, because it seems like it takes a long time to climb up when you first start playing. It's
not just climbing up. It's it has the Turok effect. I don't know if anybody remembers Turok on N64. The platforming in that game was really rough. As a kid, I didn't have a problem with it, but I've tried to go back and play it, and it was, really rough jumping from platform to platform. Well, and the same thing exists in DayZ or Dying Light, where I'm going through the tutorial, just getting to the top of that fracking building at the very beginning for the tutorial, and there was a chasm I had to jump across to keep climbing. And I probably died 4 or 5 times because I kept jumping when I was sure that I was at the end of the platform. But even though I was running and jumping, it wasn't close enough for the game engine.
It's like the Matrix. You gotta truly
it honestly, the problem would have been completely remedied with a third-person viewpoint.
Yeah, I think you get used to it. Like, I understand what you're saying because you can't see the floor, so you don't know exactly where your feet are.
See, that should be an Oculus game where you're running and jumping. It'd be amazing. Good exercise.
Well,
anyways.
Well, I will say it's a very beautiful game. I liked the imaginary city. The accents were entertaining. I enjoyed it, except for the actual parkour gameplay.
How far did you get?
Only a couple hours in.
Okay. Does anyone get spam in Xbox Live?
I have not gotten any.
No. I saw that article as well. Go ahead.
So I guess if you get spam, you can help Microsoft out by going to enforcement.xbox.com and reporting these scumbags. So go there, enforcement.xbox.com.
I'm all for that.
I read that they're going to be making it easier to report.
And they're going. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think if you get a message from somebody, I think you'll be able to report it as spam, straight from the Xbox instead of having to go to a website.
They're working on some stuff with this. Sorry. But yeah.
I had never even gotten it, and it just seems silly to me that people are.
I think I've had a couple messages that were spam.
The fact that people are using the Xbox messaging service to send spam just seems ridiculous.
Unless they would find a way to put a virus on my Xbox One running Windows 10.
Stranger things have happened.
Battlefield Hardline. Anyone play this beta?
I did play it for a little bit.
What'd you think?
Is it?
I like it a lot. It's actually really cool.
Were you a cop or robber?
See, I only played one match because it was after a few hours of playing Dying Light.
Yep.
So then I was like, it was the day, whatever day, it was like Tuesday that it came out. So that night I was like, I want to just play one match to see what it's like. And I hopped in and I was a robber. Okay. But it was, there's 2 different game modes. There's a mode where like you have to like steal these cars. You have to steal cars. And then you have to drive the car around into, you know how like, say you were gonna take like a waypoint, like like in the other Battlefields, you had to go sit in this like radius area, and then like a countdown would happen, and then you would capture the point. Well, it's the same situation, but you have to capture the car, but you have to drive it around. You can't just sit in the car; you have to actually drive it around.
This feels like Need for Speed, the one that came out recently, where one's a cop, one's a robber. Like steal a car and try to get away with the car.
Yeah, basically. And then, but the thing is like people could just shoot a rocket at the car and explode the car.
That's
and then
the police have an unfair advantage if that's the case.
So
see, I didn't see that it was available until Friday. How long is the beta available?
To the 8th.
Available through the weekend. I'll probably try and throw down on it at some point this weekend because I haven't had a chance yet. But I am interested in it. Now, here's the question, Richie. You played Titanfall, of course?
Yep.
How does it... one thing like I said, even though Tim joked about me hating Titanfall, I feel that Titanfall got definite credit for how it opened up maneuver and moving around. How does Battlefield Hardline, because they were talking about, for example, the bank raid where you blow out the floor and attack from the top and everything like that. Does it change like the movement and how you go about things? Was that fun?
Well, I think the reason I prefer Battlefield over like Call of Duty is I feel that Battlefield is a little more realistic. Like almost everything in the game is destructible, and unlike like you can't hide behind a wall in that game. Like you hide behind a wall, someone will throw a grenade or shoot a rocket and the wall comes down on top of you and you're dead, and that counts as a kill for that person. So to me that game is just so much more realistic than Titanfall and Call of Duty and these other first-person shooter games, with the exception of like CSGO, because that's super realistic, one-shot kills. But this game, the mechanics are really good. And it just feels really good. It's just not as fast paced as Titanfall. It's definitely not.
No jetpacks or anything.
Yeah, you don't have any. I mean, it's super realistic. It's straight up just people. Like.
Okay.
But the element of like you can. Like I know in the game you can like. The whole point of the game is not to like when you're playing the actual campaign in the game. I read that you don't want to try to kill people so much as. When you're a police officer, you want to arrest them. Like you walk up to a group of guys, like say 2 or 3 guys. You're like, oh, police or whatever.
Then you want to.
Well, you want to arrest them before they kill you. Because I think it's like a thing. Like you get more, like I'd say achievements or whatever.
Do you think it'll be possible to get through the whole game without killing a single person?
That's the thing. I think that's the point. Like I guarantee there's gonna be an achievement to get through the game without killing. Just like on Mirror's Edge, how there was an achievement on that game to get through the whole game without using a gun.
Yeah, I got one of those in like a level, like go through a whole level without using my gun or killing anybody.
So I have a feeling, it's that kind of aspect. It's like more of being an actual cop. And
is this the first Battlefield game that's not like
war? I think so.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Wonder how the hardcore Battlefield folks will react to it.
I don't know.
I think people are just glad that are hoping that when it launches, it works. Because 4 was rough.
See, the thing is, okay, here's the thing. With 4, I never had any problems. Like, I know 100%. I read about all these problems.
Did you go in on launch?
Yeah, I bought I always buy the Battlefields at launch, and I played it day one. No problems getting online. No problems playing with my friends. Like, I just don't. Unlike other games, then I have Assassin's Creed Unity, and right off the bat had problems.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if it was just my luck. I just never ran into problems with that game. Okay. I never stopped playing because I never had any problems with it. So I don't know.
Any other thoughts on it before we move on?
No.
Okay. Speaking of betas, Halo 5 has some stats on its multiplayer.
Yes, and the beta is being rethought. Right now, it appears there are two different people or two different camps. Some people are saying they're going to do another multiplayer beta. Some people saying they're not. And right now, it seems like it's so completely up in the air.
Yeah, I'll be curious how they go with that. 20 million matches were played. I played about 5 during the preview member weekend and got bored with it. Sorry. I'm sure the final game will be fine.
These games, these first-person shooter games, they're just, to me, I don't have fun unless I'm playing like with my friends.
I have fun Titanfall with not friends, but that's just me, I guess.
Like, I'll play like the campaign. I have fun doing that. Like, Halo, I like playing the campaigns. Battlefield, I like playing the campaigns. But then when it comes to playing the multiplayer, PvP,
it's definitely more fun with people.
Definitely. If I'm playing by myself, I get bored real quick. I'm like, oh, I'm not talking to people. I can't team up. It's just so much fun when you have like a group, 3-4 guys, so you can watch each other's backs and just that type. I prefer that.
I enjoy the actual story in Halo. I enjoy playing the single player, but like 99.9% of my Halo multiplayer experience is being in Iraq or Afghanistan and having 4 dudes or 8 dudes, on multiple consoles playing networked link games and everything like that. And there's no way that playing on the internet can equal the fun or atmosphere of playing that way.
Oh, definitely. We used to get together in Halo 2 LAN parties all the time.
That was in the Boyhood movie. They did there was Halo, I think 2 or 1 in that movie that
nice.
came out. I noticed it's like, oh, Halo. It's fun to watch as a kid growing up. It's like, oh, he's got, that's a Game Boy SP, so he can tell the year and stuff. Yeah. Only I would notice such random things.
No. I watch, I was a big fan of House MD. And it was funny, and especially in the early seasons, he started with a Game Boy, then he had a Game Boy Advance, then Sony bought him off, and he had a PSP. And yeah.
That's pretty great. Yeah, my mom asked me, he has a Game Boy now. It looks like an SP that came out around 2005, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was very entertaining.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun to watch old TV shows for that stuff. The tech in those, it's entertaining.
Absolutely.
But anyways, the one cool stat. Twitch, over 44 million hours of Twitch viewing of this beta game. Which, wow, people watch a lot of video games, I guess.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I really don't. I enjoy playing games. At most, I will watch a YouTube as opposed to a Twitch, but a YouTube video on like how to find something or how to get past something.
Oh, yeah, Game Explain. Man, they're awesome with that.
Well,
the stars.
I always watch Twitch while I'm working. I'll have it on. I'm not always fully paying attention.
You work in an office, Richie.
Yeah, but I have headphones on, and
they don't mind that one screen's got video game footage just rolling.
No, as long as I'm still getting all my work done.
Yeah, as long as you're.
Yeah,
it's like I couldn't watch Star Wars in the side while working. I'll just
basically I could if I wanted to, but I work better when I have something on,
I do
in the
too,
background.
But that doesn't help.
But I prefer this. I don't listen to reviews, reviews of games, because I feel like most of the time they're one-sided, a majority of the time, not always, and you never know. The reason I don't listen to reviews is because you never know if this person maybe doesn't like the publisher because of a previous game. They're already going into it negatively.
That's why you have to read a bunch of reviews, and you'll see common threads.
See, that's the thing. I don't even bother with that. I just go watch somebody playing the game already.
Yeah.
And, I don't have to listen to them talk if I don't want to, but a lot of times I do. And then I'll just watch them play the game, and I'm like, this looks really cool. Looks cool to me. I don't need to listen to any review. That's my review, my own review.
Yeah.
And, instead of listening to somebody else that, you never know if, I don't know. I just don't listen to reviews. Sure. Even when it comes to the movies, I don't listen to reviews. So.
No, movies, I prefer not to have any reviews or trailers, just going fresh.
Oh, see, I'm a huge fan of movie trailers.
They ruin so many movies for me.
I understand, especially these days, yes, trailers have become known for ruining plot elements or whatever, but also, like, a lot of the movies that I like to watch anyways, I'm a huge comic fan. The Avengers Age of Ultron trailer doesn't tell me anything I wasn't already expecting or didn't already know. So many movies and so many properties are such rehashings that I don't mind. I'm willing to accept the occasional spoiler by watching a trailer because I appreciate a good trailer with, a good... I loved the Force Awakens trailer with the new lightsaber that the Sith dude had.
To be fair, that was a teaser trailer where
Semantics.
No, teaser, they show you less.
Teaser, they show you very little.
They show you much less than a full-out trailer. And I'll tell you, like, I saw World War Z without even knowing that there were zombies in it because I had no idea what the heck it was.
Seriously, it has Z in the title.
I had no idea.
Like
World War Z, I don't know what this is.
It's also a national bestseller.
I didn't read the book, obviously, but yeah. So I went in there. I just knew it had like Brad Pitt, and it got good reviews. Like, oh, let's see this. It's like, oh, this is really amazing. I had no idea what to expect. Like, that's an amazing way to watch a movie.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that thought process.
But so Xbox Live Far Cry 4 is on sale this week. Kind of cool.
Yes. There's quite a few. Far Cry 4 though is one of the ones that's only like 33% off, I think.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Oh yeah, it's better than nothing. But I've got enough games to play as is that I'm unless it's real bargain bin, $10 to at most $20. I'm probably not throwing down.
Yeah, I'm not in buying mode at this point. I got so much of a backlog. I got the Uncharted trilogy, so that's going to hold me over for a while, I think.
Yeah, I have too much too, and I got Far Cry for free.
But
Far Cry 4, so.
But guys, the big release of the week is Risk for Xbox One.
No, it's not.
Oh yes, Modern Combat meets Risk.
Okay.
Classic game of global domination.
Okay. For the record, let it stand that I love tabletop games. I enjoy Risk. Risk is not fun on a computer. Period.
Oh, this
full
is a
stop.
console.
It's a computer. All right.
Xbox Live League play allows you to compete with people from around the world. You can't do that on a board game.
As a matter of fact, my brother has been playing Risk Legacy Edition, and I'm hoping to jump in on a couple rounds of that game.
Yeah. So, it got 4 stars on the box, so it must be a good game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Tim.
Does that mean that's a military thing, right? Did I just offend you in a big way?
No, well, I mean, it is a military thing. But no, you didn't even offend me. I've never heard anybody try and say that was like a rating for the game. And it's so thinking outside the box that I have to give you kudos, but I also have to shake my head and say, Tim, we need an intervention here.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of stuff,
Have you ever played Risk, Tim?
I played it when I was younger, as a kid, on a board game setting. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the 4 stars stand for, Jason?
Well, I mean, the 4 stars really is because, I mean, it's a pseudo-military game, and, it's not making fun of, but making allusion to the 4-star general, commander of forces,
Gotcha.
Which is what Risk really is. It's like...
You're a general.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's got 4 stars. It must be great. I'm keeping that. As a matter of fact, I feel like they need to throw that on the box as their endorsement. We've got 4 stars. It must be great.
Feel free to quote me, any potential reviewers.
Oh, thank you for that, Tim. I mean, well and truly, thank you.
I was just looking at the box art. It's got 4 stars. That's pretty presumptuous. So...
Let's see.
Everyone update the February. It's February, guys.
No,
got your update
actually,
yet?
yeah. I mean, they only like just popped out. I haven't turned my Xbox on today yet.
I've not yet updated my controller yet, even though I'm in the preview program. I'm still not up to date with my controller. So
yeah,
it
that's
connects in
silly,
like 20
Tim.
seconds.
What's the point in being in the preview program if you're not going to preview stuff for Xbox or Microsoft
it automatically
and us?
updates, or it should, you know. Controller can't automatically update that. It doesn't work. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed immediately that because after it updated, the whole Xbox restarts and it turns off your controller, and my controller turned on almost instantly.
Oh, that's
magic.
nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
That controller, you gotta do some firmware updates. So, game hubs, like, have you dove into much of this stuff yet?
I did. Like, I just randomly, like, because I was trying to find out how many hours I had put into Dying Light so far, and I've actually put in 26 hours so far.
Oh,
But it, like, they have it now to where, like, I'm assuming this is part of the Game Hub because I don't remember ever seeing this before, but, like, basically they have it set up to where you can click on, like, it says, like, leaderboards or whatever, and then it brings up all your stats for the game. It'll be like how many hours you put into the game, how much percentage you have done of the game. It said how many zombies I've killed in the game, how many miles I've ran in the game.
All of that stuff. Yeah.
Just all the stats, and then it tells me, like, every time you go to one, it'll tell you what place you're in with all your friends that also have played the game, which I thought was really cool. Like, so you could see just little things. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, like, I thought it was cool.
Can you post messages in the Game Hub, or is it just automatic, like, inputting in data?
I don't know. I didn't go around too much. Like, I mean, I literally just looked at it before we got on.
Right.
Like, I was just messing around with it.
I'm not sure how far you guys have listened back, but I'm not sure if you remember my experience with my NAT and it being strict at one point when I was trying to play Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you can't use party chat some days of the week with a strict NAT with other people, and how to use my Xbox properly, I had to reconfigure my entire router to use it.
I heard about that. I've heard other people having to do this.
Evidently, they made updates which made this quote-unquote improved.
Oh, that's included in this update?
Yeah, improved connectivity between multiple participants with strict and moderate NATs, game and party invitations, and a number of other improvements. So hopefully I can turn on a strict NAT again. I'm not going to mess with that because screw that.
I don't even understand why you really want a strict NAT.
Well, it just defaults that way. You have to go out of your way and add like an IP range for your Xbox to tell it to open it up. Like it's a hard thing to open up your NAT, quite honestly.
Yeah,
my mom could not do this.
No.
People that just aren't tech inclined.
I'm actually surprised though that it defaulted as a strict NAT as opposed to a more open NAT.
Yeah, and I have a standard Apple Extreme router. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry, Apple. I got it. That's one thing I will say. Apple tends to, their default tends to be a little bit.
They're pretty open. I don't know about that.
They are, but on something like that, because they don't expect hardly anybody to go into their airports and their base stations, their time capsules, and actually change anything. So they put some security in there from the get-go.
I'd feel like people don't change the other crappy routers they don't give two craps about. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it was a pain in the butt trying to get that set up. But now you shouldn't have to. So that is actually probably my favorite update of all this.
Yeah, I think it's amusing
stuff.
that Microsoft is releasing an update that's fixing other random companies' router restriction issues.
Well, to be fair, like I contacted Microsoft support and they didn't have a solution for me on why their stupid thing couldn't work with standard internet when I had no issues using Sony or even like Nintendo's, chat in the games that are supported there. So.
See, I haven't tried Nintendo chat, but I'm having the opposite effect. I've had no problem communicating when my wife's little brother comes over and he'll play a network game on the Xbone, like Call of Duty or whatever. He has no problem with party chat, and I use an airport or an Apple time capsule as my base station. Well, I mean, it's a time capsule. I haven't changed. I never even looked at the settings, so I would assume...
You should see if it's strict or not. I'm just curious.
Yeah, but he never had an issue. But on the other hand, on my PlayStation 4, I have yet to make it where I could actually talk to somebody. Other people can hear me talking, but I can't hear other people talking if I'm in a party.
Day one PS4 for me. I've had many hour-long conversations there. So it did work occasionally. Like the strict the most annoying thing is like some days it was all happy and good work. Some days it's like, screw you. You're not gonna be able to play online with your friends or be in their party. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend, a guy in our group that had this problem, and like sometimes it would work fine. Then he would join our party, and then we couldn't hear him, and he couldn't hear. I don't know if he could hear us, and I don't know, and he'd have to keep resetting his Xbox, keep resetting it, and then eventually it would just start working randomly.
It's an aggravating experience, and I hope they fixed this, because a user should not have to know what a NAT is, except for a bug. I mean, quite honestly.
I gotta ask, Tim, do you know what NAT stands for?
Network Attached Technology.
No.
No? What does it mean?
Network access table. It's really a, for lack of a better term, it's a spreadsheet for IP addresses and connections.
That sounds lovely. Yeah, no one should have to know what that is. We live in the year 2015. Come on.
Well, I will say, we are in the year 2015. People shouldn't be afraid to learn what things like NAT is.
No, I'm just saying with the application and simplification of technology should have happened by now. But and then the TV updates and then custom backgrounds and tile transparency that all happens. So we've talked about this stuff before in the preview builds and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I'm curious what March will bring. I'm really curious on that.
I don't know. I had the whole couple predictions about what I wanted to see out of the system updates. So everyone that comes
that'll be here.
Everyone that comes out, I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, saying maybe this one will be the one where I get a prediction right.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Last thing I have this week, Xbox One with Kinect.
Yes.
$449, Sunday, February 8th through Saturday, February 21st. Major retailers, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Target, Toys R Us, Walmart, and Microsoft stores, pretty much everywhere.
I'm happy about it. But you know what I don't understand? If the regular Xbox, if the Xbox dropped the Kinect and dropped the price by $100
Wait. The Kinect, it's still $500 if you buy an Xbox with Kinect?
Yes!
What the hell, Microsoft?
I was really happy when I read it up until I went, wait a minute. They did a price sale on the Kinectless one, but apparently they forgot about a sale on the one with the Kinect.
Can't you buy a Kinect standalone for... Oh, it's $150 standalone. But still, it should be $450 as a bundle by default. If it's $350, that's... Oh.
Yeah. It sounds great.
Whale.
It sounds... Fail whale, I like that. It sounds great until you take that moment to go, wait a minute. They never dropped the price on that one.
It's because they were just pushing the Kinectless ones. I think.
People wonder why the Kinect isn't having a high adoption rate.
So, Siri thought saying Kinect was... Oh, man. It's doing weird stuff. Anyway. Yeah, that's messed up. Microsoft permanentized this thing while he did the other one. It's like, oops, we missed it. This is actually the permanent price now.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for bringing to that attention. That's super lame of Microsoft. It's super lame. But yeah, I get now's the time to get in because it's only $100 more, like it should be.
Yes.
For anybody, it should only be a $50 Kinect. Quite honestly, that's too.
No, I gotta say the Kinect is entirely too nice, and the technology in there is well worth the $100 price difference.
Well, then give me a $50 microphone for Xbox. I'll buy that instead. Microphone with IR blaster. That's all I need. Get rid of the camera.
Well, originally the Kinect was supposed to be built into the Xbox One, and then they pulled it out. They pulled it out separately for design and space issues. But I think it isn't for this year. But one of my predictions, maybe next year, I'm already prepping that there's going to be a Kinect integrated Xbox One.
That could be problematic for people that have their Xbox in a cabinet. voice audio recognition wise?
It could be, but it's a really good microphone. And the truth is, so many people don't have a Kinect that they're not going to care if there are going to be some people that buy this model and can't use the Kinect properly.
That's a good point. I personally would love that because my Xbox is sitting behind me, and that'd be great because the only thing I use it for. Oh, that'd be weird with IR blasting, I guess, but that'd work. I don't know.
It can IR beams can.
There's
bounce
actually
off
an IR
of stuff.
blasting port that you can buy a third-party IR blaster if you want. But anyways, yeah, okay. So that's all I have from news this week. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, not news, but Richie mentioned before the show, and I didn't want to talk about it on the show. I managed to get in on the Neverwinter Xbox One beta. I got an email out of the blue, like saying, "Hey, here's your code for your Neverwinter Xbox One beta invite. Insert this code to download the game." And I'm like, Neverwinter's coming to the Xbox One? As soon as it had been announced, apparently I signed up for the beta and then proceeded to brain dump and forget about it. But hearing Richie tell me how many people aren't getting the email, it makes me really happy that I did get the email. So Neverwinter, for anybody that doesn't know, Neverwinter is the original name was Neverwinter Online. It is a free-to-play MMO that launched on PC in 2013. And it's coming to Xbox One this year, free-to-play, and it's just being called Neverwinter as opposed to Neverwinter Online. And I think the PC game may have dropped the online naming to it as well. But getting in on the beta, for a game that came out in 2013, because I didn't know that, I knew it had already come out on PC. I didn't realize it was June 2013 when it came out. It looks good, especially for an MMO. Most MMOs, they kind of, it's like because of the giant open world and the power there of processing all the players and the vast world, the graphics are, have to take a hit. And while there are games that look better, this is a good-looking game. More details about it. Neverwinter is set in Forgotten Realms, which is a world for the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop role-playing game. Neverwinter uses mechanics from the 4th edition of Dungeons and Dragons, which many people said from square one, this would go so much better in a video game instead of actually trying to use it for tabletop role-playing. And they're not wrong. I've been playing it. I'm really enjoying it. I rolled up what's called a control wizard, so it's just a wizard who's all about blasting things, and it's been fun. It is an MMO to the T, and I don't know, the beta is only available this weekend. I really wish I had the whole weekend off and, that I could just grind away, because I've seen evidence that there is content up through like level 60 just in, that I can already see right now, and I'm curious if the beta actually would allow people to get that high. Mm-hmm. But it's been fun, and I'm between Neverwinter, which I'll have to buy once and then play, for free forever online after that.
I love that model, by the way.
Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, Smite, H1Z1. I'm going to get a couple of great MMOs or MOBAs in the case of Smite, and then never have to buy games and still have new stuff to play on a constant basis forever.
Yeah, I love all these free-to-play games that are coming, or, not subscription-based.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed away from MMOs for a very long time because it's only recently that MMOs have been, actually since the decline of World of Warcraft and two, the rise of MOBAs, it's only recently that MMOs have hardcore really embraced the free-to-play model. And to me it was just ridiculous that, I would have to pay for my computer, pay for the game, pay for my internet, pay you to let me play my game on the internet, on the computer that I own and the internet I'm already paying for. It just, the whole idea, I was tired of that, and I stayed away from them because of that. And all these games that are embracing that whole free-to-play model, I've already seen evidence of microtransactions in the Neverwinter beta.
Well, that's how they make.
Yeah, no, money, and I'm okay with that. If, for example, the Neverwinter beta, I didn't notice it giving me the chance to buy them, but it mentioned if I wanted to play as a Dragonborn character, which think of it as a humanoid dragon. I would have to purchase the race. And I'm okay with microtransactions because that's the way it should be. Build an a la carte type of thing.
Well, as long as the microtransaction, you don't need to pay for the microtransactions to finish or to get further in the game.
Yeah.
As long as it's just a perk and not like you need this to move on to the next thing.
Like League of Legends, you can buy other characters to play as.
Yeah,
if
you
can
want.
Play the game with the free characters they rotate through every month. And I'm okay with that, And if, like, Neverwinter says, okay, this month we'll make Dragonborn free, so if you create a Dragonborn character, it'll be yours forever or something along those lines. Even if they don't do that, there are plenty of options in the base game. And again, I understand the free-to-play model. I'm not going to gripe over an MMO that wants to use the free-to-play model. I will still gripe over Ubisoft having the oppressive microtransaction peddling in Assassin's Creed. Because there's a difference there.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to, after podcasts tonight, maybe get a little bit more time on it. And like I said, the beta ends Sunday. I still have work tomorrow, but I'm going to cram in as much time as I can on that beta.
When is it supposed to? Do they have an official date for it to come out or no?
No, not that I saw. As a matter of fact, the email that they sent me didn't even say when the beta ended. I had to do some massive Google foo to even figure out when the beta ended.
Yes, yeah. Since I haven't gotten it. I didn't get it today. I don't think I'm going to get it. So
no, not with the fact that because it started yesterday, and I got the email Wednesday, and the fact that it closes Sunday, I wouldn't expect any more emails to be going out. But I've also, for the record, because it is a beta, I've had no issues, no connectivity issues. There are always people there because remember, this is an MMO, and They have systems built in for a pickup group. I can queue to just get put with 4 random people to do certain kind of gameplay that require a group. But there's a lot of gameplay that you don't have to have a group. You can go around and kill, not actually sewer rats, but just, sewer rats or thugs or whatever, and you don't have to have a group. And there's lots of missions like that. But they have special gameplay for people that want to do a group. You can either do a pickup group where you join a queue and it takes 5 random people and throws it together, or you and 4 friends can already be a group and it'll do it just for you the same.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to the full game. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'll be picking up. That and Smite, I'll be picking up both those.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm also signed up on the Smite beta. So
yeah, I'm signed up for that too.
Fingers crossed that I get that email. And I signed up for the Fable beta, and I'm pretty sure they did one already. But out of nowhere, I never got the email to join the beta. But I did get another email from the Fable Legends beta saying, "Hey, update this. Choose your console preference after the Windows 10 conference." So I'm hoping they do another round of beta and I get in on that.
I'm sure they are because they're probably going to do. They probably want to test things on
a crossplay beta.
Yeah, crossplay.
What do you think the conversion rate is from beta to people actually buying games? Do people get burned out playing the game and say I've had enough with the beta?
That's not been my experience.
I don't think so either, and I think that's why they keep the betas so short. It's usually only like 5 days or whatever. It's just to give you a little bit of taste, and then you're like, man, I want to play more of that, and then you got to wait till it comes out, and then you go and buy it.
Okay. 2 things. I'll say that one, I think especially in the console space, a lot of the betas are the people getting in who, if you were in the Halo beta, the Halo 5 Guardians beta, you're going to buy Halo, because you already bought Halo Master Chief Collection to get there. So it's actually really just an audience service, basically. But I'm also curious.
Is it, though, when, on my Xbox dashboard, it's like, here's Hardline, go ahead and play it, and you have your fun and you're done.
But that's what I'm saying. I think all that is just to give you a little taste of it, to make you want to go buy it.
That's all. So many betas, it feels like, let me just play betas.
Betas are the new thing.
That's why this is the new testing ground. Test your game. They say it's for testing. I'm sure they are testing
it markets it. I mean,
it's more advertising than it is actual testing.
Especially now the closed betas. I think that's a different story. I think they're actually really testing stuff because they're not giving it to everybody.
I did feel special being on Halo 5 preview member only weekend. That was fun.
Well, and the Neverwinter beta has, when you're booting the game up, it has several messages plain as day. This is a beta. If things don't work or things are stable or they crash, this is a beta. But I've had no issues. But they are very, very adamant about that. But that was going to your point, Richie, about the closed beta. Mm-hmm. But what I'm curious is if we're going to end up ever seeing a console equivalent to, for example, the Heroes of the Storm beta by Blizzard for the MOBA that they have, where they did this giant invite-only closed beta where people were sending out invites and so on and so forth, but it's been this multi-month-long process. Then they pulled it out, then they put it back out as a beta, and it seems like it's going to do a soft launch rollout into a full release. And I'm curious if we ever end up seeing the same thing, especially with an online game.
But isn't that a pay-for beta right now?
Well, the original open alpha, or the original, because it was really a closed alpha, mm-hmm. was an invite only. And it was invite only, and people were signing up left and right, and Blizzard kept sending out codes, and friends could recommend other people for it, so on and so forth. But then they pulled it off, came back. It's still a closed alpha. Some people got it free, but now other people, just like H1Z1, can pay to get in on this alpha
it's like
again.
$40 and you get the three characters they have built so far.
Yeah, and you can already start buying characters, and any characters you buy now will be available when the full game comes out.
Yeah.
So, but it just seems like they're rolling straight from alpha into beta into full release, and I'm curious if we get the same thing on any console game.
I could see it probably happening, yeah.
So, anything else before we close it
out? I wanted to talk about these. I saw a couple really cool games that are two that are supposed to come out next month for sure. And then, which is, I don't know if you guys have watched, there's a trailer on the front page. It's called White Knight. It comes out March 3rd.
No.
And it looks really awesome. It's black and white. Everything, the whole game is in black and white. It looks very noir, but it's cell shading. So it looks crazy. Like
White Knight for Xbox. Is it an exclusive?
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look into that because I just kind of watched the trailer like on my Xbox, and I was like, man, this looks really awesome. And it looks kind of, they say, like I read a little description and it says it's like kind of survival-y. But to me in the trailer, it looks almost kind of like the Telltale games.
Yeah.
Where it's very cinematic.
It's PS4 and Xbox One and PC in March. I don't know. I'll try and look into that more.
That looks cool. And then also there's these games called Zombie Army. And of course another kind of first-person shooter zombie game, but I guess it's a spin-off of the Sniper Elite games, and they've made two of them for the PC, and I guess now they're going to release it on Xbox with a third one, so it's going to be called Zombie Army Trilogy.
Yeah, okay.
Which it looks kind of cool because it's like you can play co-op, and then it just looks like giant hordes of like crazy zombies, and then they're all like. All the zombies are like Nazis, like Hitler. There's a Hitler zombie in the game, and I don't know. It looks crazy.
So, is this White Knight? Is this trailer actually game footage or just cinematics?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know if it was.
It is. Yeah.
That's why it reminded me of like a cinematic kind of Telltale or that.
Sin City almost a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to check it. I don't know.
Sin City.
Here's hoping it gets a demo or something.
Well, it comes out in less than a month now.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks interesting, but I want to get hands on it before I say, ooh, I need that game.
It looks like there's driving. You can drive a car.
Yeah, it looks crazy. Like
the driving of the car stuff looks great.
Yeah,
Tim, you're really easy to please.
It looks beautiful, though.
It looks really cool, though. It looks really awesome.
That looks like gameplay.
I have a feeling that
it'll be like a $20 indie game type thing.
I'm sure, yeah, it's probably going to be like $20. And then I watched this. Now, this other one, it just says sometime in 2015, Xbox One. It's called Rebel Galaxy. And it's basically like a space fighter, but you have to build your spaceships in this game. I don't know if either one of you have seen this game called Elite Dangerous.
Yes, I've seen that.
Which is on the PS, and that's what it reminds me of. But you can build like gigantic like motherships, and then have smaller ships.
Boy, you like some esoteric. You hear about some esoteric games over there, Richie, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some of them sound interesting.
But I mean, I don't know. It looks like, just from me watching the trailer, I don't know how far in development they're into the game, but they're saying this year. I don't know if that means end of year or whatever, but it looks pretty cool. And I've never really played any of those games. Like, I've thought about buying Elite Dangerous, but then I might just end up waiting for this since it's on a console, and I prefer a controller over a mouse and keyboard when I'm playing stuff like that.
Ooh, that's fighting words.
Well, okay. Like on the PC,
those things suck.
The PC, I told myself any games I buy on the PC, I'm gonna stick to using the mouse and keyboard. But sometimes my hand cramps up when I'm trying to keep my hand in like a small little WASD. Yeah,
that's why I love the Wii U. You can change your controller every day of the week, and you don't get arthritis. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
And also they also I read that Mirror's Edge 2 is supposed to release this year at some point too, which I loved the first one.
That should be good. It feels like a reboot, not a true sequel.
I didn't get to play the first one, but it looked nice. So
I
played about an hour or two of that game. It's good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. I played that on the 360 all the way through.
So, with that said, our time is elapsed. And we'll be wrapping up. Mr. Jason, where can folks find you?
Folks can find me at Risen Devil. That's RISNDEVIL at on pretty much any service: Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Wii U, Elo, Twitter.
Do you use Elo? I always laugh when you say Elo.
I have it, but the thing about Elo is there's not a whole lot of discoverability in there. Yeah. But I got an invite for it, and it was one of those, well, of course I'm going to take it. Nobody else has it? Yeah.
I have one as well. But
do you? Okay.
I rarely ever go on there.
Trying to find people, though, is like two ships crossing in the night, so maybe we can find a way to link up.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Richie, what about you?
Everywhere I am Newfound Richie, and that's on everything across the board. And I'm also on Elo, and I'm also on Player Me, which I don't know if either one of you are on, which is...
Player Me, what is that?
Which is basically, it's all video game. It's like a Facebook for video game players.
Interesting.
And it's invite only though right now. Yeah. But like you could just go on there and be like, sign up or whatever, and like a week later they'll send you invite or whatever. Like it was like 5 days or a week or something, and I got my...
What do you use it for?
Basically, I just like follow other, like the streamers that I watch that I actually like. Yeah. Like on Twitch, I follow some of them just to see stuff that they're games that they're getting into.
I wasn't sure if it was used to like coordinate like local gaming meetups and stuff.
I think they do. They are adding. It's basically this Player Me is kind of, I guess you would call it, in beta, because like you can basically send them, be like, hey, it would be cool if you added this, and they will listen to you. Like I got an email from like the guy that runs the thing, and he's like, how's everything going? Like he was like, you haven't signed in like 2 weeks. What's up? Is there something that you don't like or whatever? And I was like, what? Why are you watching my stuff, man? But like, anyways, like
automated.
No, it was straight because then I sent him back as soon as I signed in to my Player Me, like, an AIM message came up from him, like the message that he emailed me, and then I responded, and he responded right back to me, answering my question or whatever. So
sweet.
I don't know.
So player.me.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. My handle is TCHATEN. Twitter is a good place to follow me. I tweet a lot there. YouTube's where you can watch video versions of the show, youtube.com/tchan, and all the gaming platforms, of course. And we'll be back next time for level 26 of the show. Bye.
Deuces.
Bye.